WJBF Live Viper 6 radar, the only live radar in the CSRA, scanning our skies. No showers at this early hour here. By 8 o'clock, it's going to be chilly this morning here. 30 degrees with a few clouds, some sunshine here, though northeasterly breeze is helping to keep us cool. And an Arctic cold front is in the forecast. What it all means just ahead.
Now on Good Morning Augusta, a Georgia family is torn apart after a husband is convicted of killing his wife. More on what punishment he faces ahead.
If they don't have insurance, they can come to Christ Community Health.
Plus, an Augusta group is kicking in to help people left uninsured in the Peach State. More on the program that did not expand to cover thousands in the area still ahead. And it's tax season time. It can be tough, but don't get tricked into paying money you do not owe. Find out how scammers are trying to steal your hard-earned money through the phone. Good Morning Augusta starts right now.
Live from Television Park in high definition. Coverage you can count on. This is WJBF News Channel 6. Good Morning Augusta.
Top of the morning and welcome to Good Morning Augusta. I'm Renetta Dubose.
And I'm meteorologist Kevin Iwood. Another chilly one is happening right now. Another cold morning.
It is cold, Kevin.
Yeah, yikes. But at least a beautiful start to our day. Check it out right now from our Jiffy Lube Skyview Network camera. This is live at Augusta, or rather downtown Augusta. It's just a few clouds this morning. That'll make for a very pretty sunrise, but temperatures certainly have a long ways to go to get warm. It is 29 degrees right now at Augusta Regional Airport, 28 degrees at the airport in Aiken, 33 at Evans Town Center Park, all under clear skies. Across the metro, looking chilly out there. Look at this, from really just lower to mid-30s for all of us here. 36 degrees Martinez, that's about as warm as it gets. Otherwise 32 at the lake, 31 Appling. How about 28 degrees right now in Thompson, 28 in Aiken, again 34 in Barnwell. From the low 30s in our northern counties to the mid-30s in our southern. That's the swing of things this morning. But fortunately for the afternoon, not a bad warm-up in store for us. Once we get through the upper 40s by noon, we'll hit the middle 50s into the afternoon. About 54 degrees for a high under a mix of sun and clouds. Some slightly warm temperatures ahead, then a sharp cool down. That's an Arctic cold front. We'll let you know when that will arrive. Near full forecast just ahead. Renetta.
Thanks, Kevin. A Georgia man is waking up in jail after he was convicted of killing his wife. Matthew Liley is sentenced to life in prison with parole in the 2011 death of his wife, Nikki. Her body was found in a wooded area after she was reported missing in 2014. Matthew was charged with murder after police say new evidence was found. Yesterday, he was found guilty by a Gwinnett County judge. 15 years were tacked on for 3 counts of unlawful eavesdropping. Matthew says he plans to appeal. Here at home, tax scammers are trying to steal money from people in Columbia County. Investigators say they're being bombarded with calls regarding people pretending to be with the Internal Revenue Service. The scammers ask for money and they threaten jail time if you don't pay up. Carol Vernon says the calls keep happening on her cell phone.
They started calling on my cell phone number saying they were the IRS and that they had a lien or some type on my taxes and that I need to get in touch immediately with them before legal action is taken.
The Columbia County Sheriff's Office says if you receive a call like the one Vernon got, ignore it and hang up immediately, and don't give out any personal information. South Carolina lawmakers say research confirms state employees give more of their paycheck for health care and retirement than many other states. The report shows state salaries in South Carolina lag other states' wages by an average of 15% and 16% for in-state public jobs. Employees' pension contributions are 3% higher than the normal average, the national average, and the 21% share that workers pay for their health insurance is about 7 to 15% higher than workers in other state governments. Workers have not seen an across-the-board 5% raise in about 2 decades. Turning now to an insurance gap in Georgia. In 2015, the Peach State, along with 18 other states, opted not to expand its Medicaid program. That means thousands of people who would have been converted were not. News Channel 6's Stephanie Borman explains how they can get their health care.
With the decision not to expand Medicaid in Georgia, 305,000 Peach State residents were uninsured in 2015. Those are people who would have been covered by Medicaid had it expanded and were not covered under the Affordable Care Act. Christ Community Health Services Director of Development Ron Skeen says those are the patients the center typically serves. He says last year, 80% of Christ Community's patients were either uninsured or underinsured.
So what we're finding is that with all of the changes that have gone on with health care, there's still thousands and thousands of our neighbors around this community who don't have any health insurance yet, and as a result, don't have access to affordable care.
Skeen says this is where the Affordable Primary Health Care Clinic helps those individuals or families.
If they don't have insurance, they can come to Christ Community Health. The way we charge them is based on their income. It's a sliding fee scale that's based on income.
According to Christ Community Health Services, 46% of people who ended up in that coverage gap tried to get coverage, but found it was too expensive, while 11% tried but weren't able to get coverage, and 9% would just rather pay the fine. Although open enrollment for affordable care has already ended, Skeen says their facility won't change the way it cares for patients.
So they can get the health care that they need without having to just ignore any issues that they're having or going to the emergency room for something that might not be an emergency.
Thanks, Stephanie. Now, we've added more information about Christ Community Health Services on our Twitter and website. That's WJBF.com. People insured under the Affordable Care Act will need a specific form to file their taxes this year. Item 1095 allows you, your tax preparer, to see your premium tax credit. If you did not receive enough of a tax credit, you could receive more on your tax return, but if you were uninsured, you could get stuck paying a big fine.
That penalty can vary. This year, that penalty has gone up from a minimum of $95 to $325. For a married couple, that could be $650 or more. It can be based upon a flat rate or 2% of their income above their filing threshold requirement.
And the deadline for filing taxes has been extended to April 18th. Augusta leaders are still debating whether to use about 20 city vehicles. As we exclusively reported last week, there are concerns that the Ford Ranger may have potentially deadly defects in the driver's side airbags if there is a crash. But the city will not know for sure until March. City leaders will meet Monday to talk about the trucks, but half are in the utilities department, and city leaders say parking them could create hardships.
In some cases, if we were to park the trucks, they could work around it. But in meter division, they couldn't. And utilities couldn't take from other divisions and make them right. So in that case, we'd have to have money to buy new trucks.
A commission committee is scheduled to debate the issue Tuesday. If you want to find out if your car is involved in the Takata airbag recall, you can search your VIN number at nhtsa.gov. Well, the Georgia House panel is backing a pastor protection bill. The proposal says religious officials don't have to perform same-sex marriages. The Pastor Protection Act is among at least 8 bills seeking religious exemptions for gay marriage objectors. People opposed to same-sex marriage say the right is already guaranteed by the U.S. Constitution. The bill will now go to the full Judiciary Committee for consideration. The big Super Bowl 50 is tomorrow, and some people plan to party hard. If you're out celebrating and you have one too many to drink, please call AAA to make sure you make it home safely. The group and Budweiser are offering tow to go through this weekend. This is only in Georgia, and they will take you anywhere within a 10-mile radius. Just dial 855-2-TOW-TO-GO. Program it in your phone if you need to. Looking ahead, the events happening today. The South Augusta Family Y is celebrating 10 years this weekend. This is a look at the reception yesterday. The community organization is making the anniversary with a family fun day. It starts at 10 at the Y on Tobacco Road. Augusta Mayor Hardy Davis will be there to make a few remarks. And the Augusta Chronicle and Augusta Magazine will host its inaugural Table Tennis Classic. The tournament starts tonight at 4. Playoffs begin at 6:30. That's at the Legends Club on Washington Road. There will also be dinner and dancing and a silent auction. Of course, yours truly will compete tonight. It's $75 per person to attend. Focused, beautiful, and happy. That's the theme of the book Centered Woman, released by local motivational speaker Crystal Smith. Her book launch event is happening today at Tabernacle Baptist Church in the Family Life Center at 5. Proceeds from the event benefit the Children's Hospital of Georgia. Well, still ahead on Good Morning Augusta, about 1 in 8 people are living with HIV, and they don't even know it. Up next, we have an expert to talk with us about the virus and how it affects the black community. First, though, a check of your weather with Kevin.
Well, sun and clouds this weekend, topping today's weather headlines. A little bit of the clouds and sun today, a little bit more sunshine tomorrow. But check it out, an Arctic cold front is on the way. Some dry weather right behind it, and some frigid weather as well. We'll let you know when it's all expected to arrive when Good Morning Augusta returns.